All right, says I'm live. Hi, y'all. Oh, I well, I cleaned off my desk a little bit. Yay! And I the other day, where did I set it? I was in here hanging out with Norma and Edna and KK, and I had poured something, and I had some leftover black, and I thought I'm gonna pour it in that coaster, but what I did was I had taken a piece of this. This it's clean window film, and I had cut it out to go in the circle, and I had put it down in there with the texture side up. So when I poured it, and you got to make sure you get most of them air bubbles out. Anyway, when I poured it, the texture's on this side, and I'm pouring onto it. Well, once it cured and I was able to pop it out, this was what I got. And I thought, oh, that's cool. I like that. So, but I don't like these coasters. I live in Georgia and we get a lot of humidity. So, I like coasters that have a lip around them that will catch the condensation off your glass of tea in the summer or whatever you may have. So what I did was I took, and I don't know if y'all know this, but you can get window cling film. I mean, you can get different patterns. Isn't that pretty? Let me show you a couple of them. You don't have to just, years and years ago, you kind of, this was what you got. You know, it's that, yeah, you can kind of see. And that's what you had to work with, kind of, sort of. Well, you can even get with colors on it now. And this one would give me like a little stone. Isn't that cool? But on this side, it's got the color. And I actually bought 5 or 6 of these rolls at the bin store. I was going to do my glass sliding door on my back deck with this. So I still might, not completely sure. But anyway, and then I've got, you can get just like a silver that you can kind of see through. And it's got a weird texture on it. Not real thrilled with it, but it came with something. I can't remember what. This one I found around Christmas time. And it's got gold glitter in it. Now, you're not going to get what's on here. You're just going to get the design, the texture, basically. And this has texture to it. So whatever the design you see here, other than the color, is what you would get. So there's that one. And this one is the one I used for what we're doing today. And it's, I think it looks kind of like tulips. And you can see where I've cut on it to get my flowers out. And I just took, say this was my piece of pattern for the, and I just put it down, draw around it with a Sharpie, and then cut it out. And then once I got it cut out, all you got to do is, it's got a clear side and a texture side, and you get the plastic to come off. There's a coating on here. Let me get one piece of this and show you. I don't know if how good I'll be at getting the coating off, but we'll try. It's a very smooth side, and then there's a texture side. And you definitely want to use your Sharpie marker on the smooth side. You don't want to do it on the texture side. That way, if you don't get all the marker off of it, it doesn't make a difference to your, it's not going to show up or be stuck in your resin or anything like that. Anyway, so this is the shiny side, and you can feel the difference. I'm just not sure if I'll be able to get this to, where did my new, I just put a new blade in my, here it is. I just put a new blade in it. And now I have a weeding tool in another room that I used. But you get the plastic, it's already coming apart there. And you peel that off. See what I mean? So then, once you get this off, this piece, more staticky and, well, it'll go down in there. Let me get one. And you can just kind of push it down in there and it'll stay. You don't have to use water. Remember, you cannot use water on anything you're going to use with resin because you can't mix water in your resin. It'll muck it up. But that'll stay on there, and now I could pour on top of that. Okay? And that's what we're going to do with these coasters. Is we're going to pour. Let me get this back on here because I took it off to show y'all. And like I said, I like these coasters better than these coasters. These coasters, when they're done, you'll have this lip around that will give you a little more, they catch the condensation a little better. Hi, Debbie. How are you, honey? Sorry. So, but take your film, and I cut mine a little smaller than what I wanted. And then just make sure it's down in there good. Oops. It slid on me. Did you see that? Okay. And you want to make sure you have to turn it. Make sure you get the air bubbles out. You do not want air bubbles under that window film. And you can push them down pretty good. Let me move. These are another story. Anyway. All right. So I've got the air all out of that. Now I'm going to be doing these in, I think I'm going to do, where'd I lay the rest of them? Oh my goodness, guys. I just had them. This is crazy. Now I don't see them. All right. Where did they go? This is crazy. I had all 4 of my coasters laying up here. Now I don't know where I laid them. Anyway, I'm going to set this off to the side for a moment. Oh, I found them. I found them. Anyway, got all 4 of them ready to go. Can you see that pattern in there? Anyway, I bought these coaster molds at Dollar Tree, and I like them. Like I said, I live in Georgia, and the humidity is horrible. It's just horrible down here. So in the summer, when we're sitting having a glass of tea, the condensation on our glasses is horrible. Now, the resin I'm going to use is a 4-hour cure. It's 4 tumblers, to be honest, but that's what I'm going to be using. And we're going to do this in 2 pours. The first pour, I want to use this real pretty blue. And it's so pretty. It's a deep blue. It's not a light blue. It's called universal blue, but it's through, I was thinking it was a Let's Resin, but that's where I got it from, is Let's Resin, I think. May not be. Anyway, oh, it's Change Tiker or something like that. Anyway, this blue I want to be down in that edge. And I've got my heat mat up here. So once we pour these just to that point, I will turn on the heat mat. We will have to wait about 4 hours, and then I'll come back live and we will mix. I want to use silver white and some opal and pour the rest of it. So the inside will be this and the outside rim will be that blue. So that's what I want to do with that. Now these are jewelry molds that I bought through Temu. And I had to wait on another set to come in. Reason is, it was my fault, not a Temu fault. I ordered a set, and you get one of each. You know, you get one of these, you get one of these. You know, well, I like to pour a set of earrings, a pair of earrings. I want to pour, you know, a pair, not one. So it was my fault. I did not read what I was getting, and I only got one of each. And I was like, well, shoot, that's not going to help me any. So the other day, my other set came in, and I'm going to pour them in UV resin clear, because I've got those beautiful paint markers from, I've hit that. Anyway, I have those real pretty paint markers from Let's Resin, and I want to use the paint markers to paint the designs on the earrings. So that's going to be a project probably for tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what I've got figured for tomorrow. Today I know I'm going to mix 2 1/3 cups for these. I love these. I think they'll be so pretty. But like I said, I don't care for the smaller coasters. They're just, well, you know, you can't use them if you live in the South. They just don't muster up, you know. All right, so let me get a nice big cup and a small cup. I need a small one because I want to be able to take my mica powder. Let's set that there for a moment. And I'm going to add alcohol to it so it kind of dissolves. That way I don't end up with partials, you know, floating around. I don't want floaters. And I think I'll put a little opal in it. Won't hurt it. I don't know if it'll help, but it won't hurt. Anyway. And here's alcohol. It doesn't take a lot. You just want enough to dissolve your mica powder. Ooh, need a little more. So I really put a lot of mica in here because I want that deep color. I really want that deep blue color. And I love that deep blue. And don't worry about the alcohol. It will evaporate. It will not hurt the resin at all. We use alcohol inks in our resin and stuff anyway. So, isn't that pretty, that blue? You see how deep that is? So that's what that rim's going to be. Let me set this over here so I don't bump it, because I'm good at that. And now, I'm going to get my resin. And I've not opened this yet. I bought it, gosh, last year during Hobby Lobby clearance. And I bought several because you couldn't beat the price, you know. Let me get a paper towel. And I will be putting on some gloves. Should have already done it, but I didn't. It's a bad child. See if I can get that up so I can grab it. Ha-ha. All right, let me get some gloves on. I laid them out. I just didn't put them on. I hope y'all are having a good day. And like I said, it won't take just 2 to 4 hours for the resin to cure on the heat mat. And all right, now this one's a little thick. It's kind of cold, and that's why. Ooh. Or maybe it's the other one's a little thick. One of them is pretty thick, but that's just part of resin, you know, just the way it is. That's part B. So I'm not sure. I think that's the hardener. This one's part A. That's the thick one, I think. All right, where did I put my spatula? Gotta have a good scraper. Set that back. And let's get this one opened. I said I hadn't opened. I just hadn't needed them, so I hadn't opened them. I've got so much resin. Hubby bought me, I think it was like 4 gallons during Christmas. So I've got a lot of resin, y'all. A lot of resin. This one doesn't seem too thick. I mean, it's thicker than the other one, but it seems to be flowing pretty good. And it is a 2 to 1. I prefer 2 to 1. I don't like having to weigh stuff. I'm not good with weights. So, all right. Grab another paper towel just in case. Pull this back out here. Aha. And we will mix, mix, mix. You always want to make sure your resin is really mixed. You'll know when because it'll go from kind of clear like it is now to a cloudy state. And then as it gets mixed thoroughly, it'll come back to a clear state. But as long as you can see, looks like stringy through it, it's not mixed well. So let me clean my measuring cup real quick. I prefer to kind of clean as I go. I don't like a mess. That way, once I'm done, I can turn my lights off and turn my heat mat on, walk out, and be done for a while. So there we go. And another reason I'm mixing it and doing it with the mica powder this way is if I would have just brushed the mica powder in that groove and then poured clear resin, the powder, if that wasn't attached, would float. And I don't want any getting up on the back where I'm going to use the silvery white with the opal. So I want to keep my colors, separated. And you see how it went cloudy. And it's going to have a lot of bubbles, but that's okay. We're going to babysit and pop bubbles. We got plenty of time. That's all I got is time. I ain't got money, but I got plenty of time. How about you? Get this done, I'll tell you. I get tickled at hubby. He's kind of been on my nerves lately. I don't know why. It's just that time of year, I guess. We've both been kind of cooped up in the house from winter. You know what I mean? And yeah, he works part-time, but when he is home, he just kind of gets on my nerves. So, y'all are going to laugh. We bought last year, it's got 3 different outlets with it, and each button controls an outlet, that you can plug the cord into to go on and off. Well, I bought one last year because the fan in my bedroom had a remote and it quit working. And I couldn't find another fan with a remote. So I bought this at Harbor Freight. And I brought it home, and I only use number 1 in the bedroom, and that's what my fan is plugged into. So if I'm having a tropical vacation, hi, Echo, honey. If I'm having a tropical vacation, I can turn it on. And if I get cool, I can turn it off, and I don't have to get up and down in the middle of the night, Well, hubby went and he bought another set. And evidently it's on the same frequency as the first one from Harbor Freight. And on it, he has the light on the back deck at the stairs hooked up to the number 3. And he has the light on the front porch going down the ramp hooked up to number 1. Well, and he's got his own remote, lays by the back glass sliding door on the microwave cart. And he gets ready to let Jack in or out, or he comes in or out, and he automatically hits 1. So if my fan is on, he turns it off. If it's off, he turns it on. Well, he's kind of been annoying me lately. He doesn't know I know this or what's going on. So as soon as he hits the 1, he automatically hits the 3 to turn the back deck light on or off. Well, I've been going right after him and hitting it again. And I can hear him standing in there at the glass sliding door going, "What's wrong with this light?" And he'll click it again, and I'll click mine again. And he has no clue it's me doing this. So, and he can't hear me chuckling in the other room. But that's kind of been my way at, well, getting a little even with his butt for annoying me lately. So, and we're not going to tell him either, y'all. And I always make sure my resin's pretty well mixed before I add my color. So that way I don't have to worry, that I didn't get it mixed well. How many of y'all would do that to your husband? You're mad and I love it. Thank you, Tammy. You would do the same thing, right? Like I said, I don't know. It's just that time of year and he's been on my nerves lately. And yep. So, and I'm not going to tell him. It's just, he's talking now about going and buying another 50-foot outdoor extension, which is fine by me. We can always use it anyway, But he has no clue that it's me doing that. Now, I know I've got way, way too much resin poured to do what I want to do because I'm not going over. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not going over this lip here. It's just going to be down in that edge. And I'm trying to think. While I'm sitting here chatting with you, what else do I have that I might go ahead and pour with that? And I don't know. I just don't know. Let me look. Might do. I'm trying to think, where did my I had angel wings, but I don't know where I put them. Because I would pour those. I'm just looking real quick to see if I can find something that I might want to pour real quick. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I got time. We got time. Okay, let's get the collar in because that's all mixed nice. I don't have any stringies, and I've scraped my sides well. So let's add the color in. I love this color. I do. I love it. And it won't hurt. Trust me, it's not going to hurt that it's got all that alcohol ink. It'll evaporate. Oh, that blue's gorgeous. Hey, Norma. Oh, that is so pretty, you guys. Love it, love it, love it. Let me clean this off. Like I said, I just prefer to clean as I go so I don't end up with a huge mess. Because usually by the time I walk out of here, even after being live with y'all and I've worked a little bit, I've got so much other stuff to get done you know. Okay. I'm looking, y'all. I'm just looking real quick. See what I've got that I might want to pour. Maybe I'll just do some butterflies. Y'all, we got butterflies. I don't know how many I'll be able to do, but why not? We'll just do some butterflies. I'll have room up here for them. Let's see. If I can get a couple on here, that'll be good, right? Yeah, we'll just deal with that. Just deal with it, right? All right, let's see. I'm going to toss this. I definitely do not want that blue leaking out on anything. It's a pretty blue, but I don't want it on everything. Hi, BJ. Welcome in, honey. Yes, I'm making some bigger ones. And they're going to have a pattern down in them, Norma. Can you see the pattern? Oh, no. Maybe. Hang on. What did I do with the... I think it's this one. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, like the big tulip that's on here. That's what we're going to... I know, you can't see. You need a craft to do. You'll love resin. I'm going to tell you, I enjoy doing resin. I do albums and journals, which I've got an album I'm getting stuff together to start with a journal in it. And then let's see, I've done beadwork. I do not do wire wrapping anymore. I've made Christmas stockings that look like Victorian boots for the ladies. Do resin, polymer clay. And I used to own a ceramic business. So I kind of stay busy. All right, y'all. I'm going to hopefully, ooh, looks like something. Yeah. A piece of hair in there. Did I get it? Hang on, y'all. Nope, there's a piece of hair. Think I got it. Okay. This one looks like it's got something in there. So hang on a minute. I got to take my glove off because I can't work with tape and glove on because it sticks to everything. You know what I mean. So I do not want tape sticking to my glove and me. And yeah. I'm looking around. Think I got it. Oh, there's a little something there. I'm telling you, you got to watch. I cleaned these out before I even went live. And just normal. No seams, you know what I mean. Let's see. That one looks pretty good. Did I just knock some crap into that one, maybe? Evidently, because the others look okay. The butterflies are fairly decent. You know it. Now, I did make, but I'm not sure what I did with it, but I did have a piece of that I cut out to fit inside one of the butterflies, but I don't know where I set it. And I cleaned up my desk, so there's your first mistake, right? You cleaned the desk. Anytime you clean your desk, you can't find something. And we all do it. We all are guilty of it. It's like, oh, I got to clean my desk. Well, then when we go live, it's, where did it go? It'll be all right. Okay. Get my glove back on. Oh, wait a minute. Did I find it? I think I found it. I did. So, I'm going to see if, put a little alcohol in there. And let's see. Oh, let me get this down in there good. I got an air bubble. Hang on. I'm going to push it out. And we'll see. Like I said, it won't hurt it. All right. Did we get it down in there? I see air bubbles. It's hard to get them all out. I will be honest with you. It's no picnic here. All right. I think I got it about as good as I'm going to be able to get it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, I'm going to pour the big coasters before I worry about the butterflies. And like I said, I only want to pour and up to that point. I'm going to do something else. Hang on, y'all. Because I'm going to put it in a smaller cup so I can bend the cup. You know what I mean? To get in that groove. Oh, don't go up. And it's going to take a while. Oh, it's going up. I don't want that. It'll be all right. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. It'll be okay. Like I said, I don't want to go over that rim. And y'all know I'm not real steady, but I do the best I can. And if it goes over, we're going to see, I just went over. Just went over right there. It's okay. I can clean it up. Oops. Well, that sucked. I went all on the outside of that one. Like I said, just take your time. It'll be okay. Now, need another wipe. I'm not going to rush. So if you are in a hurry, you're at the wrong place, let me tell you. Because I'm not in a hurry. I don't get in a hurry for nobody. I'm going to do the best I can to clean up. Not the greatest, but like I said, I'll do the best I can. And that's all there is to it. All right. That looks pretty doggone good. Oh, except for that mess I made, but it'll be all right. It's my mess. Okay. Next, Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm pretty messy, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Mm. Trying to make sure I don't have any. That looks pretty good. Pretty doggone good. And I'm okay if it ain't perfect. You know, I'm not perfect. God better be the only thing in my life that's perfect. All right. Why are you? May have to do away with this hat underneath. I don't know. We're going to leave it and see where we go with it. All right. Let's see what I got here. May have to babysit this for a little bit. It'll be all right. Not the first molds I've had to babysit. Sure won't be the last, let me tell you. Hi, Julie. Sorry I didn't see you come in right away, honey. I hope I'm not too far out of frame for y'all for this. All right, I think I got that. That one's got a air bubble, and I'm hoping that by turning on the heat mat, it will help the window film stay down a little better. You know? Now let's get rid of any bubbles around the edge. Looks pretty good so far. All right. I'm just going to put that in there. And set this over here. I'm hoping that we have enough for these pretty butterflies. I think I'll be able to get them both out of here. I only did 2/3 of a cup, but I knew I'd have, you know, some leftover, and that's fine. All right, y'all. Now, don't forget, I'm going to come back on. It'll probably be about 2 hours. And once I come back on, we will finish up the other, well, we'll get the other resin pour on them because we're doing in two different colors. So 2 different pours. And I don't even know what time it is right now. It is a pretty shade of blue, Debbie. Thank you. Right now, I'm experimenting with window film in some coasters. You know, the pretty window film you get, and it's got designs on it. Well, I'm putting that in my coasters. And Norma, I have a new set of coasters, the big ones, like I did the snowmen in over Christmas. And I'm going to be doing the bloom on it. So you'll get, I'm going to let you pick colors, you know, to do a bloom in. Okay. All right, you guys. Now all we got to do is let these cure up, the rim, just that blue area. Now the other won't be done until after, okay? So I'm trying to make sure I don't have any of the window film popping up anywhere. I'm going to make a mess on me. And so far I look good. All right, y'all. Let me see. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to turn my heat mat on. I'm going to cover all this. And I will see you back here in, well, we'll try a couple of hours. Okay? So I will see y'all later. Stay safe. Bye, y'all.